to the Lunchbox. We are here to review the new Joker movie. So I have with me Uspa, Juan, and Natalie, and let's just jump into it. So starting off, what did you guys think? Did you like it and did you not? So go ahead.
Yes, I did like it. Thumbs up.
Same.
I'm on the not so fond of it side of things.
Same.
So the table worked out really well. I swear we didn't do this on purpose. Okay. Well, what was your, I guess, favorite part? What about the movie were you really enjoying?
I think I liked the movie because it gave me a chance to get to know the Joker more as a character. So it was pretty slow. It wasn't full of action, which I personally didn't mind. Didn't really expect it given the trailer. But yeah, it's obvious to see that his character, even in comics, you do know that he's been through some shit. So, and he's a villain, and yes, his intentions, I guess, are malicious, but it does come from, it's not random. You can see that it comes from, deep within. So I kind of liked how you saw that come out and, escalate.
Yeah, it's a good character development. It's the slow decay of a man, and it really messes with him, his whole life. It's just, it's one really, really bad, time of his life. And I think that kind of explains how he becomes such, a really, really notorious villain in the DC universe. That's personally why I like it so much. It explains so much to me.
I didn't need so many, explosions and, because I think we get that in the other Dark Knight film, with Heath Ledger as a Joker, but this one was, a different take on it. I appreciated that a lot.
I think, at least for me, my movie-going experience was that movie made me stressed. I felt anxious the entire time, which, kudos to Todd Phillips, the director, because as we were talking earlier, he's a comedy dude, and, he made a stressful, really intense movie, which is so, that was amazing, and it was very effective in the fact that it was obviously trying to make you, really uncomfortable. For me, though, I was, too uncomfortable. I was really, really stressed the entire time. I found the movie to be, almost too realistic, especially with the violence. It was so sudden, terrifying, and just exactly how I would imagine that type of violence to play out. And of course, we're doing full-on spoilers. So Joker was shooting people. That was his weapon of choice was a gun. And he just really went for it and super shot people. And it was really intense and stressful. So for me, the movie was honestly really jarring. I saw it at night. And I had a little bit of trouble sleeping because I was really my adrenaline was pumping. I'd been stressed the entire time. So for that reason, I didn't love it. And just I didn't think we needed a Joker movie because unless, in my opinion, it's setting up a new Batman origin and that's what they're doing with it, in which case my entire opinion of the movie would change because that's a phenomenal origin for Batman. I feel that movie, the Joker on its own, didn't need to exist, personally.
For me, the movie, it doesn't have to do anything with the Joker, to be honest. Change the title to The Clown and remove these hints to Gotham and Thomas Wayne, and you got yourself a pretty good comedy.
Comedy?
Not comedy.
Yeah, I was
the drama. The drama. Drama. But it kind of was forced. I think the marketing played a huge role into this movie. If you change the name to Clown, or The Bad Day, or The Joke You Didn't Get, and
that
it would work.
Title.
But we would be so exposed to the public. Not really. It's just gonna be some good drama and pass through you. Because I came to the theater, to be honest, I was kind of bored. Because that was, it's a great drama movie. But it was not the movie I was going to see. But the Joker doesn't fly with me. There's nothing to do with the Joker. The whole canon of the Joker, it's not there. Because they have a comic book arc. So they had a Killing Joke arc, right? So normal life, one bad day, flip the man. But here we see from his childhood,
entire bad life.
Entire life, he was traumatized. And what? He just flipped. Because of what? What really happened? He lost his job? Or what actually happened?
I agree with you. I was waiting for the inciting incident, the thing that really made him snap, because there wasn't that huge moment where I thought his mom was gonna die like outside of his control, and that would be the thing that like untethered him from the world and made him like what he was. But I feel like the small things leading up to it, there wasn't that big moment that like made that flip make sense.
Yeah,
right?
Because he did all these horrible things. He killed your mama with a pillow to sleep.
Yeah.
But it was after. So what actually happened? He got beat up by the kids, and the guy asked for the money for the sign. Like that's your flip.
Well, no, I would say
And they revoke your medication after.
Yeah. And then he says he feels better being off his medication. So
Yeah.
which like could totally be a thing.
And
He said he was on 7, which is like not healthy for anyone.
And at the beginning of the movie, he's saying he was in the hospital.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you guys have read this theory online, but like I'm curious if what you think about this. But you know how he has that whole relationship with his like neighbor, and then there's that flip of like, just kidding, that never happened, which was terrifying. Like I'm glad we didn't see him kill her because I was like a little stressed about that. But then at the very end of the movie, when he's in the hospital again, one of the theories online is that he never left the hospital originally, and everything that we just witnessed was all in his brain, like all just like his imaginings. It's a theory I read, and it's not like the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like I'm like, okay, that can make sense, because his final line of like, you don't get the joke, is because it's literally what's funny to him is what's happening in his mind.
I think it's too far stretched, to be honest. Like, if my grandma had wheels, she would be a fucking bicycle. Like, it's too far stretched. Like, I don't want to see, especially in a realistic drama movie, I don't need this whole come up with your own theories so you can explain the motivation of the character. No. You were going to the realistic path, so you do that. You show us what actually happens. Some of them didn't make any fucking sense, to be honest.
I think back to your point about you waiting for like the switch, I guess, like what really ticked him off. I think he was ticking the whole time. Like that's how I think from the beginning he was kind of like a ticking time bomb, and it didn't take much to really I guess make him turn.
Right.
I think it was just like bound to happen. I also think that a lot of it had to do with his discovery of maybe his life, because you do realize at one point that he's also pretty delusional, but like given like that girlfriend part that wasn't a thing. After that point, I think, if I remember correctly, is when he started to dig deeper into like his, the way his mom treated him, and like the truth about, I guess, Thomas Wayne, which I'm still a little unclear as to if that's a thing or not. Like if that's his actual dad.
Yeah,
No.
like I don't think it is from my understanding, because like he found the adoption papers.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Because like the order of it, like, and this is the part that kind of like I feel like if it happened in a different order, it would make more sense, because he like got beat up by the kids, got told to pay for the sign. He got beat up again on the subway. He shot 3 people, killed 3 people, decided he was like a vigilante. Then mom's like, just kidding, your dad's Thomas Wayne. Then he has a relationship with this girl, but not for reals, but we don't know that yet. Then he finds out he's adopted, his mom's crazy, da-da-da. Then we find out the girlfriend. Like, it was just like a weird order, and then he kills mom.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
No,
it just
for me, the girlfriend thing was kind of like, it was so obvious.
Obvious?
Like,
Yeah, I was kind of thinking,
obvious.
like, is she really?
She's pretty, like, she's
she really
Zazie
though?
Beetz. Like, she's pretty badass. Like, I'm like, he's a weird dude. Like, why would you, I don't know.
It was
love
pretty,
is love, but like.
It was pretty obvious, because if you've seen
you
movies
saw his
like
rib
this,
cage.
like Requiem for a Dream,
Yeah, okay.
you
I
can read
wanna
that.
He was scary
understand.
looking.
Yeah.
Like, good for Joaquin Phoenix, because like he
Oh, he's
normally,
magnifique,
he
but-
normally is like a normal shaped dude, but he was
I
like
don't
skin and bones, and like the
understand.
way he held his and like did that weird like
That arm
sucking
and,
in,
like,
like-
the shoulder thing.
Wait, does he
That
have a
was
deformity,
really
or is
weird.
it just it's prosthetic?
no, that
Is it
no,
special
it's just him
effects?
being all like I
Special
think just
effects.
weird in the shoulder. I don't know what it is, to be honest.
It really added to the character.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think,
because
though.
how you call it, the gypsy's embarrassment. When you feel you not embarrassed for yourself, but you embarrassed for other people.
Oh, I
How
don't
we
know what
call
to call it.
Passive embarrassment. I don't know.
Cringe.
yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. It was so cringy.
Yeah.
But it was great.
His existence was cringy. Like, just I felt bad for him, but also like scared of him at the same time. Like, he was just like a little bit
Definitely
unnerving,
mix
but
of
also
both.
like you want to like feel bad for the character. You're like, you know what? Like, you have like a really well, I guess it was kind of questioned whether his like weird laugh was actually an illness or not, but going with the assumption that that was because he'd been like beaten as a child and he had that head injury, that's like a tough go. Like I felt really bad for him, like the scene on the bus with like the kid where he's like trying to make the kid laugh and it's actually so precious and cute. And the mom, like when he hands her the sheet being like, this is why, like
that was painful to watch.
That was valid. I was like, fair enough. Like you're kind of weird, but like you're more or less harmless. Your thing is that you have to laugh. Like cool. Except your laugh is like mad creepy. So like,
definitely.
So yeah, that just next question I feel like we should go to is like, what was your favorite scene in the movie? So whoever has a favorite.
Actually killed someone, I guess. No, not the murder scene. Not the murder scene in the subway. I like when like his ex-colleagues came to his apartment and I guess at that moment, because in the scene in the subway, he didn't intend, like he didn't ride the subway thinking he was going to kill someone that day.
Right.
But like you could tell, like he picked up a pair of scissors. I guess he was going to stab whoever walked. He didn't know it was going to be his colleagues. But yeah, then when he actually, it just, not that I found it appealing, but you could just see the sense of relief in his character. Like he's now like the Joker. Like that was his transformation scene, I think. And then after when he walked out of his apartment on his way to the show, and like I really liked the song that played.
His little dance, like
yeah, I thought that was a really powerful scene. I really liked it.
I feel like, I mean, I don't know, like because I didn't love the movie. I don't like have like necessarily like the scene that was like my favorite, but like in terms of the imagery and the visuals, once he gets in the car accident, like right in that finale scene, and when he uses his blood to do his little face, that was honestly such a brilliant idea. Like visually, cinematically, it was so terrifying and so impactful. It was like, okay, this is like, you're 100% the Joker now. Like this is your persona. And just the way he just like, it was so gross, but it looked so cool at the same time. Like I'm so torn on how much I actually enjoyed that scene, despite like everything that was actually going on, because it was really aggressive. But that just 2-second movement was so impactful to me.
I think mine would be his stand-up show, because that was the cringiest part of the entire movie. And like I remember just looking away and just having that feeling, like being able to feel that from a movie is something that's pretty crazy, I think. Like to be that cringe and but yeah, no, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah. It was so bad, like it was good in the fact that it made you feel so uncomfortable and like, ooh. Yeah. What about you?
I like when he came to the chick apartment.
When he just
When
sat
it
there?
like was revealed that they weren't.
Yeah, he just sat there.
Yeah, that was so
Like,
weird.
But a couple points, like you live in the neighborhood, and she screams and shots, and you have a shithead who giggles with his mama during nighttime. You don't lock your door.
I know. That
Right,
was
you
so
have a child,
weird.
walk your door 100 times, you live in
That was like
Gotham.
the first
That
thing
was
she
like-
said. Leave my daughter sleeping.
Cinematically, the scene, he sits on the couch, the lighting, the reveal, the wet hair, how like, it's great.
Yeah.
It was actually touchy.
I'm glad I cannot reinforce enough how glad I am they didn't kill her.
I know.
Because I got really nervous in
How
that
you
scene.
know about that?
Well, I'm going off the assumption that because we didn't see anything, we didn't see any blood, because like the movie wasn't shy to show us when he killed people. You know what I mean? It wasn't secretive when he did do something.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm going with the assumption that her and her daughter are alive and a little traumatized, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that for them, because I don't know. And you know
So,
what?
wait
Good
a
for
second.
her.
Not calling the cops.
I feel like she handled it really well. Like, do you want me to call your mom? Like,
Well,
really,
that's
like
why, right?
she was super calm. Whereas,
Yeah.
like me in that scenario, I don't know what I would do. I would have a panic attack and die.
I wonder if that scene in the elevator, like that interaction they had, like I wonder if that actually even happened.
I think
or
that-
if she was just minding her business the
I think
entire
it
time.
did happen, and then he attached to that
Yeah,
moment, and he was
maybe.
like, "We have a connection now because you visually did something that I was feeling." Yeah,
Yeah, maybe that's why she didn't like. I mean, we didn't see her call the cops or anything.
yeah.
She also sympathized with him, so
She knew he was like struggling in multiple different ways, right?
yeah. I mean, if we're talking about things that bother us,
Yeah.
I didn't really understand the point. Like, I didn't read the comics. Like, I'm not familiar with Joker, the comic version. But was he actually adopted? in the comics. Like, I
Well,
understand the point of making him
To
adopted.
my understanding in the comics, like there's been like 8 or 9 origin stories of Joker, and like it's unclear what's actually his origin. Like that's the whole
I
thing
get
about
it.
him. It's
Okay.
like you're not actually sure. I mean,
just-
comic book people correct me if I'm wrong, because like I could be wrong, but
And also the scene in the talk show.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But logic now. Logic. You have riots outside. People in the Joker makeup killing people.
They didn't
You
check
invite
for
this
him. I know.
And then
He
you're
comes from
surprised
the-
when something happens.
Yeah, he comes with a full makeup, and you don't search him. But what bothered you? Oh, you, Murphy. No. It's a Mr. Whatever his last name was. Like,
Oh, right, I know.
like why the you didn't search him? Like, it doesn't make sense. Maybe that's where the theory he never left the hospital makes sense, because this shit doesn't fly in real life, and they make specifically it's realistic as crap.
No, and that's why I was confused, because I didn't understand if the Joker was adopted, like, why would the mom get him? Like, she was obviously mentally ill as well.
Yeah.
So
How
like,
are you able to
they're
adopt
like,
somebody?
"Oh, he'll be fine." Like,
Yeah,
I
how
don't
you-
understand. It wasn't very reasonable.
No, that's
Plus-
actually like a super good point.
And
I
also
Like
really
it's
didn't
Gotham
get
that
it.
bad that they're like
Yeah.
crazy people can adopt a
Like, that's
brand
why
new
I
fresh
thought,
child.
like, I would have believed the Thomas Wayne being the father version, like, easier, because, you know, it's something that could have happened
Mhm.
by mistake or whatever. And then he's like, has nothing to do with this. So yeah, they label her as delusional and etc.
But also, he was in a mental institution as a kid, right? Because he was in the hospital.
He
for
was
some-
somewhere as a child.
You
'Cause, yeah.
you come to the home, you give him your name. He knows it's my mama,
Yeah.
and they don't have a record of you being nut job.
Or just like your behavior in general. Like maybe if someone's acting that weird, like don't give them like don't even bring it out. Just sorry, that's private. Like
Yeah, let's go
I
to
don't
the private
know.
room. I'll give it you there, and you just look.
I mean, or that. Okay, then scenes we didn't like because now we're on it.
Yeah.
Juan, what didn't you like?
Um,
Putting you on the spot. Answer right now.
fuck, come back to me on this one. I have to think about it because it was just really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just say, like, the adoption part was weird.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that.
Like the scene at the gate,
Yeah.
the boy was not good. The butler, whatever, the security guy was
That
not really
part
great.
was not realistic to me. Like
Yeah, it
that's
was-
the scene that I disliked the most.
That was not Alfred, right? Like that was not him.
I don't
There's
think
no chance.
I don't think it was supposed
because
to
he's
be.
supposed to be a badass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
child, how old are you? You're 12. A creepy dude comes to your house, is doing magic. Like I thought he was trying to convince him with the magic wand to like open the door. Like that's what I thought was going on. And then he's like, have a flower. I'm like, I'm a 12-year-old boy. I'm not gonna take a flower from a creepy old dude. Like that's just doesn't make sense. And then I'm gonna come close and just be totally cool with you putting your hands in my mouth. Because like Bruce Wayne did not react. Like he let him pull him closer and he stayed with his hands. There's a strange dude giving you hepatitis and like you're just chilling as a child. Just like, yeah, put your hands in my mouth and then make me smile. Like this is totally fine.
Yeah, because plus also Bruce Wayne was not a dumb kid.
I don't think
Never
any
supposed
to be a
child would be
genius.
like okay with that.
He's
Like, it
supposed
just
to be,
makes
Yeah,
no
he's
sense.
supposed to be a genius. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and then the guard like doesn't get troubled by that. He's just like, what's the flower? Like he's troubled by the flower, not by your hands in the kid's mouth.
I don't know. Maybe he
What
didn't
would
see.
okay?
Super
the-
weird.
It's what time zone and time period it is? Like 30s, 40s, 50s,
Somewhere in those.
like 60s maybe.
Yeah.
Somewhere
Like,
in that
definitely
range of
in the
40
past.
years.
When you see a creepy dude at your gate, you shoot him, then you ask questions.
Just like don't engage, right? Like, I don't know. It's also like you're Bruce Wayne, right? Surely your parents have like maybe told you like don't talk to strangers. If people come to our house, like don't engage with them. Because I'm sure it's not the first time like someone's been upset with the Waynes and shown up at their house. But Bruce is like, this is fun. I'm curious what this wand is. Like, you're an idiot, child. Like, I'm surprised you didn't die.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
but-
surprised he didn't like try to choke him out, but decides to choke out like the adult.
Like
That scene just to me was just
yeah, it's like
Unnecessary.
one simple talk. Like don't let strangers penetrate your mouth with fingers. Like
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he never got that talk because his parents weren't around.
Bad parenting. The Waynes deserve to get shot.
I'm like, what the the security guy, let's whisper. Yes, I come closer. We whisper together. Let's do this.
Or like, kid, go inside so I can deal with this scary man.
Yes.
Like, don't just like, child, you stand here and witness what's
I
going on.
mean, it's kind of hard to tell because, yeah, like, he was pretty expressionless.
That was forced.
I guess it was just to show like the first interaction between like Bruce Wayne and the Joker. Right.
Yeah,
I think it was fan service. Like it was trying to put that in there, but I feel like the fans didn't need it. Like I feel like the allure of the Joker story was enough for people who actually like that story. And like, I don't know. I was like, I'm kind of tired of Batman. We've seen 101 Batman's things. Let's just not even have him in the Joker movie. Because if it's the Joker movie pre-Joker, as he's becoming,
they tried that
then
with
Batman's
Gotham.
nothing.
They tried that with Gotham, the series.
I like that. It was good.
It was. I didn't watch the full thing.
I liked it. It was entertaining. But like that was more like Commissioner Gordon's story than anything else. Was anyone else hoping for like the facial scarring?
Not
I kind of
really.
wanted to know like if that was going to come into play.
I mean,
I
it is
really
part of
hope
his-
not because
That's
Whole
like
character
that's
thing,
a
isn't
key
it?
Joker
Yeah.
piece. Like when does that happen?
Yeah.
what do you
Like-
mean? No. It's Ledger thing. In the
Isn't
in the comic books, no.
Isn't
Doesn't
it?
have scars?
Not
I
that
thought-
often.
like it's-
No.
Oh,
no.
not that often, but sometimes. Like it's definitely been in the
Lou?
comics. Lou,
Oh.
we need a ruling.
What's up?
The
Jill-
scarring.
The scarring.
Yes,
Is it in the comics too, or is that just Heath Ledger?
that's Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks, Lou.
Damn.
God has spoken. We are incorrect. I still wanted
No.
the scarring though.
Yeah, it's Ledger thing.
Wow.
In the,
Interesting.
in the comic books, no. After Ledger, yeah, they did some kind of
Oh,
shit
okay.
with that. But
Well, there
before
you
that, no.
That's crazy.
Okay.
I like how in that one he had like 3 different reasons for why he got scars.
Yeah.
Freely was like 2.
That's the whole.
That was
yeah.
like the comic book.
No
It's like,
one
we don't know
knows
what
how.
it is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Does he even know how? Like realistically, he's so crazy
Maybe
that it's all delusional.
Pancakes were too wide. I don't.
No, it was a freezy. It was a freezy. You know, like the sides of the freezy,
the
like
plastic.
And
Yeah,
just
the
scratched it.
plastic. Ooh, the freezy was just like this big, and he just like slit his mouth
Oh
with
god.
it. So, okay,
Or herpes.
or that. So just overall score, and do you recommend it to people, and who do you recommend it to? Happy
I
table?
would give it like honestly a 9. I wouldn't recommend it to my mom. My mom would. I think she'd expect more action. She'd find it boring. But
Okay.
if someone who appreciates character development, I think they would really appreciate this movie.
No, go ahead.
Fine. I'll give it a.
I used 10.
I'll give it a soft 7. 7.5.
Ooh, 7.5.
Yeah,
Okay.
out of 10. And I would not recommend it to angsty teenagers.
Angsty?
It's 14 plus.
Ah,
Yeah.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Don't give them any ideas.
I would say, I mean, movie-wise, like film-wise, as a piece of cinema, it was like a 9 out of 10. Like the story they were trying to tell was very effective. I just didn't like the story they were trying to tell. So in terms of like an entertainment value for me personally, like I give it like a 6 out of 10. Nobody should watch it who potentially like has any preconceived notions about mental illness, because that's like a huge focus, and that can be like a little bit jarring to people who maybe like have family members with like mental illnesses, because it's not necessarily handled in like the most safe way or the most like respectable way, I guess.
Well,
Because
given the
it's-
time period, I guess, they're
Yeah.
less sensitive to it. So.
Exactly. So people who are like sensitive to that, I probably wouldn't recommend seeing this movie. And anyone who has like any type of like fear of just like guns, because the guns are used pretty like
Openly.
very openly and very for like what they're meant to be used for. So it might be a little jarring to people. Besides that, like if you want to be stressed, you want to feel something, like go watch it.
For me, as a DC movie, it's like 4. As a general drama, it's like 8.5. It's pretty good drama movie. But if you expect like, oh, we're gonna see the Ledger version and origins of his Joker and no, just abandon all hope. Go see a drama. Be uncomfortable. Cringy.
Yeah, it really is.
It's meant to be. So they
It's
do a
meant
good
to be,
job
but
with
it's
that.
like no.
But that's how you know it's a good movie.
Cringe is good?
Yeah, it made you feel.
What's wrong with
really
you
made you
people?
feel.
What?
You don't want to feel
You
cringe, but you felt
teenagers,
it.
what's wrong with you? Cringe.
Anyways, thank you guys. This has been the Lunchbox. I'm Michelle, Uspa, Natalie, Juan. Yeah, check our social medias for more fun stuff, more movie reviews and things. And we'll see you next time. I'm doing one waving. Bye.